All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and with the drop of 5.4, I had a lot of you guys hitting me up asking if you already have the Marvel Now uniform for Cyclops, is it still a good idea to pick up the Phoenix 5 uniform, or should you just treat him like Emma Frost, where you're just gonna play him indefinitely in this uniform because you have no plans of getting the character to tier 3? And honestly, at tier 3, I think that's when you're gonna really notice a difference in terms of his damage. But I still think this uniform is worth looking at the very least, if you have some crystals to spare and you like Cyclops. It's a real bummer that even after all this time, they still haven't given us back the iframe ignore, and I don't think we ever will see it on this uniform. But overall, I think this is a good upgrade for the character because he gets multiple new iframes and healing. And prior to that, right, he was really struggling to stay alive, even in stuff like Shadowland, right? Outside of just channeling his fifth skill on the old uniform and the base kit, he really struggled to stay alive. And all I would ever use him for was his leadership, his 4-star passive, and a solo in Shadowland. And frankly, I think if you're not going to tier 3 the character, you're basically just going to be doing the exact same things that you're doing now. He's just going to be a little bit better at it, okay? But nonetheless, boys, we're going to do a comparison between the Marvel Now uniform and the Phoenix 5 uniform, because if you don't have a uniform for Cyclops, you definitely should pick this one up. Not only are you getting the utility of using him as a supervillain, but this is definitely a big upgrade from the base. The downside is you lose the iframe ignore, but he's gonna definitely be much stronger than the base kit. So for people who already had the Marvel Now uniform, I don't know if you need to buy this one, right? But if you have no uniform for Cyclops, then it's probably a good idea to pick this one up because it's the same price as this one, and you get the extra utility of using him as a supervillain. So we're gonna bring this uniform up to heroic real quick so we can do a side by side. Let me just go ahead and drop some XP chips on this thing, right? And that way you guys can also see the uniform options. We're not even gonna worry too much about the bonus effects. I'll just use level 2 chips and just bang this out real quick. All right, so we're gonna do one more level here. And okay, nice. I have all the uniforms required. Let me just change this option right here to energy attack. Please let me get it cheaply. Wow, physical attack. Come on, man. Come on, energy attack. Energy attack. Yo, I tell you guys, my luck is wow. How many times am I gonna roll physical attack in a row for an energy based cap? Yo, I swear this game is just trolling me. Let's actually put like, okay, let's leave the dodge here. It doesn't matter. Might give him a CTP of rage to test him later on. But yeah, so we're gonna jump into some Shadowland gameplay with the Marvel Now uniform and the Phoenix 5 uniform. And let's see what the difference looks like in terms of damage and survivability. You're definitely gonna notice a big difference in terms of survivability. Now on this stage, I usually just put Cyclops in a corner and just let him like this. This is what I usually do. I'll show you guys real quickly and then we'll go back to the comparison. I'll literally just move him over to this corner, do this, and then literally just walk away from my phone and come back when he clears the stage. Like that's literally what I use it for, right? But let me just restart this so we can actually do a good comparison. So if you ever want a cheat, you can definitely do this on like rumbles too, like blast rumbles. He works just like that. Just put him in a corner and line him up with the enemy and he just like sprays them down and that's it. But let's actually take this serious. We're gonna do a 1 minute DPS comparison here. And let's actually just get that off, stun him, and push him back. We don't want him to put out any of his ninjas. Stun him. Stun him. Ooh. He ran away. You're still in range. You're still in range and you can't escape my 8 trigrams. Yo, shout out to anybody who knows where that's from, bro. That was a legendary moment. All right, so we're close to that 1 minute mark. You can see like Cyclops, he does baby damage. even with a heroic uniform, and this is a premium uniform. He does baby damage, boys. All right, so we're gonna stop it right here. 2.6 million left on Kingpin. Let's see the difference between this and the new Phoenix 5 uniform. Let's go, baby. Now, the big determining factor here will be which skill do I open with? You know what? Let's open with the 5th skill, because that shit looks way cool. Okay, he put out his ninjas, but that's fine. You guys can see for yourself, it's definitely way more DPS. It's at least 3 times more DPS, right? So in 20 seconds, we basically did the same amount of damage that he took a minute to do, right? And you guys may think this is because I have like a damage proc on him and I'm timing it differently. Nah, he doesn't have a damage proc. He never deserved a damage proc because his damage was extremely low. You can see for yourself right here. I have immunity to guard break, all defense, and invincibility on him. And we're going to take him into World Boss here. And I want to show you guys how he does. We'll go up against, I don't know, stage 10 Thanos. And we'll pick him. We'll go with Shuri. And we're not going to go with Ghost Panther because we want to use the exact same supports for both of them, right? Both him with the uniform and without the uniform. And keep in mind that he's a super villain in this. I've actually made multiple mistakes where I was testing him and wondering why he was doing less damage. But then I realized I was using him with like Phil Coulson and Nick Fury. So we're just going to try and see how much damage we can do in about a minute. Same deal. Not sure how. Actually, I am sure. I was going to say I'm not sure how I'm still getting guard broken, but certain skills will still guard break you, regardless of the fact that you have immunity to guard break. Certain skills you just have to have super armor to tank them. All right, so let's see what a minute looks like here. He's definitely not wowing me. Like I said in my initial video on the beta, like when they're testing these characters, they gotta start testing them before they give them their tier 3, because the tier 3 rank and power up just make them look so good. But the tier 3 is not a selling point for the uniform. You know what I'm saying? The tier 3 is a selling point for the tier 3. So yeah, like this is not great damage, but this is also without a damage proc. The 3rd skill does really good damage, man. So we're gonna stop it right here. So 15 bars in a minute, right? So he's at 15 bars in a minute. Let's see what it looks like without this uniform. With the Marvel Now uniform, I'm expecting him to like not even move 2 bars, to be honest with you guys. Also, since we don't have a heal, this is going to be a little bit more work than the other one. And also, he's way more fun to play with the other uniform, man. It's boring playing him like this because you're channeling, right? It would be one thing if you're channeling the skill and you're seeing like mass amount of damage, kind of like, I don't know, Cable, right? But if you're channeling and you're getting peanuts, right? You're just like, what is the point of what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. So he's actually gonna move more than 1 bar, so that's good at least. But like, yeah, I'm telling you guys, the uniform is offering at least 3 times more damage, but he didn't need 3 times more damage. He needed 6 times more damage, minimal, right? So yeah, okay, stop by. Okay, there you go, boys. So let's actually go try him out against Call Obsidian as well. I'm not sure why this thing's taking so long to load, right? I'm gonna show you guys that it's consistent across the board. It's at least 3 times more damage, but is that enough for you guys to buy this uniform? I personally don't think so. I personally don't think you need this unless you're gonna tier 3 him. Because even though the Phoenix 5 uniform isn't offering as much as we wanted to offer, it's definitely offering way more than this one right here, right? And getting him up to tier 3 and using him in this uniform would be like shooting yourself in the foot, because you literally only have one skill that's gonna do any kind of real damage, and that's gonna be the tier 3. You're literally just gonna use these skills to build up to the tier 3, do good damage, and then have nothing left, because this 5th skill, you don't have the time to be standing around, and sometimes you're not even allowed like to let it play out, because even though I have immunity to guard break, certain skills can still guard break you in World Boss Ultimate, right? Certain skills you actually have to have super armor instead of immunity to guard break. So yeah, this uniform, if you're planning to tier, honestly, if you plan to move him from level 60, you should buy the new uniform. That's how I'm gonna put it to you guys. If you see yourself getting Cyclops even to level 70, right, then buy the new uniform. If you're gonna keep him at level 60, which I recommend if you're not gonna tier 3 him, then yeah, keep him in this, and that's it. Right, so we got him down to 14 bars here. This is nothing. This is nothing. It's stage 10, right? And I'm definitely gonna do more damage than that in the new uniform. Right, so we're just gonna slot it right quick. I'll run with you in a sec. Let me just finish this up. All right, so it took us a whole minute just to get this guy down to 14 bars. I can promise you guys, it's only gonna take like 25 seconds. Like, this new 3rd skill is actually really dope. It takes off a good amount of damage. It actually does more damage than his 4th skill. So you definitely do not want to exclude that from any kind of skill rotation, right? Even though the cooldown on it is longer, but it is definitely worth it. So yeah, definitely get more damage. Even though Cull has really high elemental resistances, it's still way better to play him like in World Boss. If you plan to use him outside of Shadowland, then yeah, this uniform is a must buy for Cyclops, not a must buy overall. Okay. And because he has the heal, he's just a lot more fun to play. Also, they put an iframe on the one skill, right? They definitely touched him after the beta, but they didn't do what we wanted, man. We needed a little bit more damage, and we also needed that iframe. We needed that iframe ignore back on the 3rd skill. So boys, we're gonna wrap it up right here, man. Just wanted to give y'all a brief comparison between the Marvel Now uniform and the Phoenix 5 uniform. It's definitely an upgrade for Cyclops, and I think if you're gonna get the character from level 60 to level 70, this is a must buy. You gotta have this, because otherwise you're really just wasting your resources. Unless you're just trying to get rid of feathers and Emkron like crystals, you know what I'm saying? You have them sitting in your inventory. You already have all of the other mutants at level 70, and you're just leveling up Cyclops just to level him up, then yeah. But if you're actually gonna level the character up to play with him, then this uniform, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. The other ones, they don't even come close, right? I guess this one makes him a villain, so more utility in Shadowland. But why would you spend $750 on this when you can just spend $1050 on this? It's a little bit more, but trust me, it is definitely going to be much more productive to get this over this and this. So if you have nothing, go straight for this and just skip these two. If you have this, it's situational. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, guys, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.